Okay. Jai Sachidanand. Shaileshanandji, can you recite the three mantras, please?
Yes. Namo Vitragay,
Namo Vitragay.
Namo Arihantanam,
Namo
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Vajjayanam,
Namo Uvatsayanam,
Namo Loye Savasahanam,
Namo Loe Savasahanam,
Aiso Panchanamukaro,
Eso Panchanamukkaro,
Savapavapanasano,
Savapavapanasano,
Mangalanancha Sauvesim,
Mangalanam cha Savvesim,
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Padmam Havai Mangalam,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya,
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. You know, last time we were talking about Kashays and Lagam Chodi Diyo and Vyavasthit Shakti. So, anybody wants to share anything? Okay, Shaileshanandji, while people are coming and thinking, why don't you talk about, Dadaji's Lagam Chodi Diyo and how it can help us in enhancing our Gyan?
Dadaji has given us the wonderful insight or knowledge about Vyavasthit Shakti. We have understood and we are experiencing some part of it, but still some part of it is not understood or not really we are ready to experience it. So Dadaji says that all the relative mind, body, speech, especially after having this vision that I am the pure soul self, Dadaji said that now Vyavasthit Shakti will take care of everything of this relative part, file 1, as well as everything connected to file 1. So if we understand it, then we can understand that, okay, we tell the file 1 that do your best according to your abilities, care, caution, understanding, and then see what the nature or Vyavasthit has to do. But because of my old habits, old propensities, or old nature, neither I am fully ready to live or to put it or to see what the Vyavasthit is unfolding. Neither the Prakriti is tuned for that. So inside we keep hold of the things. Even we try to meddle with the things a lot, that it should go this way, it should not go other way, it should be like this, it should not be like this. And in all this jugglery, inside, not only we are stressed and tensed and caught up into the relative, but also the smooth functioning of the relative gets interfered with by our insistence or adamance or our catching hold of or keeping hold of the things, relative things, and not allowing the Vyavasthit to function very smoothly. So that is why Dadaji used to give different experiments or different ways by which we can understand, experience, and imbibe that particular Gyan. So once Dadaji told Aptaputras that on Sunday, you go to bus stand, get into any bus you find, get down at the village, which is not known to you. You have not sent any prior information to anybody over there. Just get down, sit on the floor around the tree and start doing satsang. Now, even today, our intellect will tell us that if I don't inform anybody who will be there, what will be my lunch or dinner arrangements, what will be my satsang arrangements like. But Dadaji deliberately told Aptaputras that go with the nature, unplanned. In our language, it is unplanned. Go with the nature and see. And almost always Aptaputras found that the people did come around, everything was arranged. So this was a small experiment Dadaji made Aptaputras to do, that even without your holding on to the things, when you go, nature is or Vyavasthit takes care of it. Similarly, Dadaji, for his own life and living, Dadaji said that we have no ownership, no doership. We have left all the reins from inside, from within. Does that mean that he doesn't want to do anything? No. As the things were coming, Vyavasthit was making A.M. Patel to do everything, which he was doing very sincerely in relative and with all awareness and all upyog of the Gyan in real. But relative, he was not interfering, and he was seeing how the Vyavasthit Shakti is unfolding the things. And even if he wanted something, he used to say that, okay, I have put the application in Vyavasthit. Let's see what the Vyavasthit does for that. So in this way, this is a great subtle progress for the Gyan, that not only I can or one can remain free as Shuddhatma, but also relative one can experience the Vyavasthit very well. So Dadaji's whole life passed like that, and then only we can remain free of past and future. Now, if we see another corner of this thing, in previous times, before Keval Gyan, the Tirthankaras used to have the Abhigrahas. Abhigraha was nothing but tasting of one's own relative self in context to Vyavasthit or nature. So it is very well known that the Mahavir had taken Abhigraha, that I will take food or I'll break my fast only when a lady whose one feet is outside the home and another is inside, his all hairs are removed or bald scalp, his hands are caught up into the bedis or what you can say, janjeers, and there should be tears in her eyes, and the food also should be adadna bakda. Away so many conditions put together, and he put Vardhaman into taste, that how whether Vardhaman gets it and how can I remain steady as Shuddhatma into that. But then he did get it. Only one thing was missing, that there were no tears in her eyes, in the eyes of Chandanmala. So Lord turns back without taking that mockery. Then he looks back, and there were tears in the eyes of Chandanmala, that, oh Lord, just came to my doorstep and just returned without accepting. So all the conditions were fulfilled. So the Lord accepted that bhiksha. So meaning thereby the Vyavasthit works so meticulously, so accurately, so perfectly well, that if we try to understand and put into practice Vyavasthit, means really in our relative happenings, there is no need for us to keep hold on Lagam. Lagam is something that I'm holding with my own design, my own insistence, my own meddling, trying to meddle with the happenings. So in that context, Dadaji used to teach us that at least on Sunday, on a holiday, you decide, you pray Dada Bhagwan that hey Dada Bhagwan, give me inner understanding, inner awareness, and inner strength, not to hold the lagam or just to leave the lagam, and just see what is happening on that particular day or a holiday, when at least your mind and intellect will also accept that, okay, today is a holiday and let's experiment this. So this way he used to take Mahatmas into further into that experiencing Vyavasthit Shakti. But even today, including Shailesh, it's not that easy for me at least to just leave the lagam. Not only I hold my own lagam,
Correct.
but I try to catch hold of others' lagam also.
Mhm.
That if I don't do, they will do something here and there. So I try to catch hold of their lagams also.
Mhm.
Why is that? Is it because you're holding into something that is near and dear to you?
Near and dear is one of the factor, even if not small, but not the entire thing. First and foremost, I have not yet been fully convinced and fully ready to experience the Vyavasthit Shakti.
Oh.
That's the first and foremost. Then comes my Prakriti into play. And why to near and dear ones? Wherever I go, I try to see with my staff, with my others, even with our friends sometimes, that, oh, take care, huh? Do this way, don't do this way, do this, that way, do that way. And our children, grandchildren say, Mom and Dad, we are now grown up. Don't bombard us with so many advices. So something like that. So I think first and foremost is I'm not yet fully convinced and fully ready to experience, or I have not experienced Vyavasthit, how meticulously it is working or how Vyavasthit is working. That keeps inner apprehension, inner fear, inner something that, oh, it will go other way around, it will not go according to my design. And then coupled with that, my design, my inner relative wish that it should go as per my design or as per my understanding, all this comes into play then later on.
And also, Shaileshanandji, advice is always freely given. Na?
Yes.
If there was some tax on that, then we will
No,
think
then we
twice.
don't. Yes. And advice, if it is in a form of suggestion or a friendly sharing, other person still will be ready to listen. But when the advice comes with authenticity
Conditions.
or authority or some part of ego tint, then okay, take care. Huh? I say this is like. So then the other person is just goes away. No, we don't want to listen to you. So I think that's a great thing of Dada Bhagwan, that Lagam Chodi Diyo, okay, Lagam Chodi Diyo. But it's really not a very easy thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lalita Ben.
I just want to say, my
Yeah.
kids call it micromanaging.
Yes.
They tell me to back off and not to micromanage. So I just
Yes.
wanted to say that.
Yes, micromanage. Yes. Children say that you don't micromanage us.
Mhm.
They are humble, so they will use the word micromanage. Otherwise, they will say, don't try to manage us. Now we are grown up.
Correct.
It is our life, they will say.
Mhm.
And mostly children say, Dad, you don't understand.
Uh-huh.
We try to tell them something. Oh, you don't understand. Okay, we don't understand. What can you do?
No, you can't. So that's what. So when we were talking of Lagam Chodi Diyo, it occurred to me that not only I'm holding my own Lagam, I'm trying to catch hold of the others' Lagams also.
Mhm.
Okay, Vaishali Ben.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand, Shaileshanandji, Jai Satchidanand, Rajni Uncle, Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
My question is actually, it's a little bit of an experience. So I think a long time ago, Shaileshanandji, you told me that, when the more the flat, the car's lights, when the brighter they get, all the impurities are visible. You could see all the
Yes.
garbage that's in front
Yes.
of you.
Yes.
And that's happening to Vaishali because Buddhi, when we're talking about Lagam Chodi Diyo and surrendering to Vyavasthit, when the kids were younger, it was this constant worried about raising them properly or doing what everybody else was doing. If they're putting them in activities, well, I got to make sure that, they don't get left behind. Now that they're older, Buddhi comes back and I have nothing to worry about. So then it will bring in stuff like, oh, when are they going to get a job? When are they going to get married? When are they going to have kids? At their age, I had 2 kids. So it's a little comical in my head how Buddhi tries so hard to get a hold of, Vaishali basically. And it becomes harder to do the Lagam Chodi Devani je tame baat kari ne te. Does it ever come to a point where Buddhi quiets down and it doesn't bother you anymore, or it just does its thing in the side and you just ignore it? It doesn't affect you?
I think it's a slow, gradual process. As I said, it has not happened with me also as yet. So we have to pray Dadaji, and we have to, as Dadaji said, one Sunday or one holiday, we have to pray him and say that, okay, give me first the inner awareness, inner understanding of how and why to leave the lagam or rein, and then give me the inner strength, purusharth, to be able to do that. So in the small slots, we can experiment with that. And once we experience that, then I think then we will steadily be able to go on that path. So intellect is not all useless, but intellect is using the knowledge which it has, or the beliefs it has. This new thing, it has not experienced it fully. And that's why it is, from the worldly viewpoint, it is alarming us, or it is alarming, okay, take care, this world is like that. Nothing wrong about that. Only thing is, in a small segments of times, we have to pray, and we have to pray from Dada Bhagwan and put it into practice and see how it works, really. Now, second part, we can say to our intellect, our buddhi, and for file 1 as well as for others, because being a doctor, I also get many patients who have major illnesses, stress and anxiety and tension.
Yeah.
So how to relieve them? It doesn't go away with advice only. Don't keep tension, don't get. No, it doesn't work like that. So I do everything, then humorously I take few minutes that, okay, who runs everything? Who, ask your heart, who is keeping you beating always without taking a rest or interruption, even for a minute or two? Even if it takes rest for a minute or two, so he understands, okay, there is something which is keeping this running. As Dadaji used to say, that we are asleep and everything, thousands of factories are running in our body meticulously without any fail. If there is anything fails, then there'll be a big problem. So there is something which is keeping all these runnings. Then I asked my intellect, who brought you up to this point of time? I was not knowing how I will get to Dada Bhagwan. I was not knowing where I'll be. So nature or Vyavasthit is taking care of everything. which we would not have been able to do. We don't know, we don't understand about the things, and Vyavasthit has done everything for us. Have you ever imagined that you would be such a resourceful person in USA and enjoying this sort of life? No.
Yeah.
We haven't dreamt also, but Vyavasthit did everything.
Yeah.
So the Vyavasthit which is doing everything will not do further, will not do for our kids, will not do for our children. And ultimately, Dadaji also said that you can't make a rose flower to blossom. It blossoms on its own. You have to just nourish it and see how it is blossoming out. So, with the overall understanding, the intellect or the mind also understands that, oh, I have to work sincerely to the best of my abilities and not worry, leave it to the nature. So that is why Dadaji said that worry is the biggest reflection of egoism, or it is a reflection of the egoism. I have to take care, I have to do everything, and if I don't take care, everything will go haywire. So looking around, so this is all Dadaji's inner light comes to help, where our relative inner self gets reconciliating vision, I would say, to align with the Vyavasthit, something like that. So, and it's really, if we look around in our own life as well as in everybody's life, really it's a Vyavasthit only.
The one thing I've been feeling, Shaileshanandji, it's a strange feeling. I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like the more I remain in Gyan and the more I, clear the understanding, the less I'm interested in the outside world. So the intellect comes back and it says, what's happening to you? You're not going to go, take sannyas and go live in you still have to be excited about this world. But it's a strange feeling. I don't know how to describe it.
No, I understood your point. In Gujarati, Dadaji used to say udasinta.
Right.
Udasinta is your interest, not really interest, but your attraction gets minimized.
Exactly.
Initially, we had attractions and excitements that get reduced. But at the same time, you can say, Vaishali, it's not all about excitement. Excitement has ups and downs. Once there is a hill, there is a valley too. So for next time, you would be depressed also. So we will go normally, and we will still enjoy. Not only enjoy, we will be in a blissful state of being while passing all the events or eventualities of the world. So Gyan does not make you devoid of your inner happiness or devoid of your inner bliss. In fact, it makes you, or it enables us to go through any events blissfully, with all inner happiness increasing, and at the same time allowing the relative self to remain in a balanced harmony or normality, not ups and downs or like that.
Right, but I'll give you an example. So what happens is, let's say that, these are the things that Vaishali used to enjoy. For example, my cousin is throwing a pool party and they're inviting everybody and they're all going to be together. But the more in the current place I'm in, I don't have an interest to host a pool party, but the intellect shows me you're missing out on stuff. What's happening? You're like isolated in this little world. You're no longer part of this fun world out there.
I understood. So you may not initiate the pool party, but when it is initiated by your husband or it is there, you just flip over the switch inside that I'll be there. Vaishali will be there with everybody, looking with two visions, relative, real, having the bhav that everybody should be getting happiness or sort of that thing. So you just change your inner glass and you can be still there very nicely. And in fact, if I share my own experience, I'll share two small experiences. One, my classmates, they usually meet whenever on different occasions, and I hardly can be with them occasionally only. But with this vision, whenever I meet them or whenever I communicate with them, it's very nice, warm, because they know that, oh, he's hearty, something. It's not a matter of time or other things matter. So that way, you just, second example I'll like to share with you. We used to, we were really crazy. We let whatever maximum time we can be with Dada Bhagwan, because that was Dada Bhagwan was available, and we really didn't wanted to miss any available moments as far as possible. So much so our files or circumstances allow us. So we used to go with Dadaji in marriages. We used to go in pre-marriage garbas were being held and something. So one fine day we asked Dadaji. I was also there to ask. Dadaji, on one hand, you are giving us brahmacharya. On other hand, we are coming with you in these garbas where all the females are well dressed, and we are sort of puzzled. And we were really getting puzzled inside that is it not contradictory? Then Dadaji said, in your camera, you fit that I have to look at Shuddhatma, look with relative real. Since I'm there, you will be able to do that. And take the advantage of the things. So you can't run away from the world, but with open eyes, you have to become Vitrak, as the Jnanis lived through the world. So I think these two things will give you some more insight or some more help, I would say, or insight or help or whatever you can say.
Yeah, it brings a little bit of clarity that just because you are on the side of Vitrakta doesn't mean that your eternal joy is, gone. That still exists. You're Anant Sukhanu Dhamchu. It doesn't matter where you are, what you're
And
doing.
second thing, in a world you can pass through unaffectedly, untaintedly with this inner vision. In fact, it gives you a chance to test yourself with this vision. How can you apply, enjoy, and use this vision? And ultimately, sooner or later, one has to go through the world with this vision. Gnanis have also used this vision in the world. And thirdly, you have to tell Vaishali that we want to rise to that level that not only will not be affected by all these things, but they should be affected by our state of being, where they can also feel like coming on to this side.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting idea, but I get it. It's everything that used to be super exciting, and because we live in a world of social media and all the other things, that the world shows you a very different picture of what happiness looks like versus, the lasting happiness that you feel when you're completely, seeing it from the right understanding. So buddhi, the intellect, that's where my Vaishali struggle is, that the intellect will keep showing you're missing out on all the good stuff. Do you really want to be here?
You show your intellect that world is not only this part what you are showing me. World is all different varieties. It's a museum. There are 14 lakhs different layers of the people, and all enjoy according to their beliefs. In this world only, there are saintly people in the okay, another end of the thing. Once the Harvard, the Cambridge, sorry, once there was some development that UK Cambridge University wanted to work with this on this Akrab Vignan, and they had sent the questionnaire. And one of the pertinent question was how this fellow with only 4 pairs of clothes is so blissful and so happy that people are going after him to get the happiness, because their belief was totally different. So you can also show your intellect that world is all what you are. World is your own projection. It's not the world it's our own projection. It's our own echo. So the way we want to experience, the way we want to live, and the way we want to pass through the world, it's we only in the world. World is not different. So when Lord Mahavir had left his home, and then after 12 and a half years when he had a Keval Gyan, and he returns to the same city, So he felt that everything seems to be changed. Then he had realization, or he already had realized, things have not changed. It's my vision or my inside which has changed. So the world is now appearing totally changed.
Yeah.
So tell your intellect that on one hand the world is showing excitements, but don't you think that there are enough of vices and enough of problems in the world? I want to get to that world where there are no problems, no vices. So isn't that better?
Very true. Very true. Jai Satchidanand.
Hey,
So,
Sachin.
this is Vaishali, when you brought a very good point. Okay, so now we have Lalita Ben, we have Kirti Ben, we have Aruna Ben, and myself. So let's share what you think. I mean, you.
No, but you are right. I understand. But one last small thing that Dadaji also gave this example. That Dadaji gave two examples. That one Baniya, Vanik was sitting on Otla. આપણે ત્યાં
Outside.
સ્ટ્રીટમાં ઓટલા પર બેઠા હતા અને એક જુલુસ જઈ રહ્યું હતું ત્યાંથી. તો એમાં એક એમના ફ્રેન્ડ હતા મુસ્લિમ ભાઈ. એને થયું કે અમે આટલું બધું એન્જોય કરીએ છીએ, આ બિચારો ઓટલા પર બેસી રહ્યો છે, he is not enjoying. So he just dragged him into that julus. So he will not leave him. So now this Vaniya bhai also started dancing, but inside he was saying, आई फसाया भाई, आई फसाया. So आई फसाया तो अभी डांस तो करना ही पड़ेगा, नहीं तो वो छोड़ेगा नहीं, उल्टा डांटेगा कि भाई हमारे साथ डांस क्यों नहीं कर रहा है तू. So he was dancing, but with his own understanding that भाई आई फसाया, भाई आई फसाया. Then he gives second example that if we go to a mental hospital and if we pretend that I am the wise one, they will beat you. You are different. So there you have to do the same drama. I'm like you only, but inside you know how and what you are. So in a world, you don't allow others to feel that you are something special, something different. You play the role of a drama, but inside we have this wonderful vision which will allow to pass through any sort of circumstances blissfully, unaffectedly, or with our vitrag vision, I would say, not unaffectedly, but vitrag way.
Yeah.
Okay, Rajni Bhai sir, please.
Yeah, I will share some of my experiences.
Please,
okay.
Please.
Yeah, Shaileshanandji knows. We have as a family, me and Taru Ben, have traveled lot over the world, everywhere. Moved to 3 countries for a short time, and all that stuff. So, I after retirement, I'm coming to that point. I don't want to travel anymore. So that's and then I've eaten so much outside because while traveling, I just say, hey, I want dal bhat shak roti, nothing else. But then, Taruben and the kids, when they come here, they want pizza, right? And in my heart, I don't want to eat pizza. So they know that. So I said, now recently my son came, right? Okay, they make a plan, morning, dinner, lunch, dinner. So one night was pizza. They need to go out. I said, Dada Bhagwan, please save me. So I said, oh, I'll come. I'll eat something like salad or something, And so it's open. They had to go out, and then they said, okay, we'll come and pick you up. And then what happened? They were late getting whatever they wanted to do. They said, hey, we're coming. I said, don't worry. Just eat and then come. So that way I escaped. But the main thing was other things like social stuff, Taruben's brother's son was getting married, right? So we told him that, hey, we'll either attend one, either engagement or wedding. And he said, no, you have to come both. We said, okay. Then we went to the engagement, right? And like, engagement is also a lot of things going on. It's like half marriage stuff going on. And then afterwards, she said, hey, we don't like to travel. We have to go to Austin for, say, it's okay if you don't come. And he said, okay, if you don't want to come, then. So we escaped that way. So this is what's happening in our age where, we don't have to go to work. Okay. Money is not that a big problem anymore. So only thing is how to spend daily life and what you like to.
Your voice is just getting interrupted, Rajnida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it okay now?
Yes, it is okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we've come to a point that we'll go as minimum as we can and try to get out maximum. So that's what we, and, we are very busy. We have with Satsang, Taruba is learning music and all that stuff. So it's not that we're getting bored or anything, it's so busy, busier than work right now, it seems. Anyway, so I just want to share my experience.
But Vaishali has still to go a long way.
Yeah, that's
So
what
she will have to learn. She will have to learn how to remain with pleasure in this drama and enjoying the inner bliss also.
That's what I said in the beginning. We did all the stuff, and then you come to a point that you want to tailor down. So, but now you come to that early stage, so you, like Shaileshanandji said, you just balance and pray to Dada Bhagwan to get you out of jams where you really don't want to do things. That's the only thing we can do. Okay. Okay, we'll talk.
But another small thing coming to me, Vaishali Ben. Suppose there is a party and everybody is whatever in mood. But when you talk with somebody heartily, even for a minute, they will remember you and your message will go to them because you are in a different field, different inner state of being.
Yeah.
So that love they will remember rather than the whole party.
Yeah. No, makes
Miraben?
Chalo, we'll go ahead, please.
Miraben?
Oh, Jai Sachidanand. I didn't know if Kirti Ben was already in line, so I wanted to make sure Kirti Ben is there. Sorry. Jai Sachidanand. I wanted to. I don't know how to put myself on camera. It keeps going away, so please forgive me. Jai Sachidanand, Shaileshanandji, Rajnikaka, all the Mahatmas. Jai Sachidanand. I wanted to have an experience that I wanted to tell Vaishali Ben. The thing for me is I always feel Vyavasthit pulls me back into living the relative and real. I'll tell you why. Sometimes I understand, sometimes the bliss of Dada's Gyan is so much. You want to stay in that Gyan. You're like, why am I coming here? Why am I even involving myself, even eating like this or doing that? Sometimes you feel like you're just, why am I? And I'll tell you, I went to same thing. We had a family function last weekend. And it was something, celebrating something. And I was sitting and I went into I should stay in Gyan. I should see everybody as Nirdosh. I am here because of Vyavasthit. I understood all of that. Suddenly, somebody would talk to me and start talking to me, pulling me out of that because I'm still not fulfilling what I need to, right? As Meera Ben, as this body, I'm still not fulfilling all of the things I'm supposed to do. And that was a big understanding for me. Meera cannot just be sitting in that. I love that Shuddhatma is where we all want to go, but Meera still has duties to do and this life, and that makes me
files to dispose amicably with equanimity.
Jai Sachidanand. Yes,
Shaileshanandji. And while doing that, you are in Agnya Dharma, that you are telling Meera to dispose files amicably with equanimity.
With equanimity. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Kirti Ben?
Jai Sachidanand, Shaileshanandji, Jai Sachidanand, Rajnikant Bhai, Sarve Mahatma, Jai Sachidanand. I have a question and also want to share. When I was growing up, Shaileshanandji, you might know Vadodara, Bajwada, Khatripur, which was very close to Dada's house, or the Jubilee Bagh, behind Jubilee Bagh. I grew up, I was raised there. I'm telling you all this, the reason, because there is some connection, I don't know. When I was growing, maybe 8-9 years old, there was a mandir, amara Delhi e banavelu, Shivnu mandir, Purna Nake. When I was young, અને પછી મહારાજ હતા, there was the priest who was taking care of the mandir and all that. I was so curious at that age, because there was on top of the shivling, there is a drop of water coming. So I was very curious, but Maharaj was not letting me touch. He said, always come with the shower and then come there. So that was my growing up time in my life. So in the afternoon when I go there, nobody was there. So I just touched that water, put it in my head all the time, and I just stay there and make a round of that. Another thing, when I was growing further in my life, that was the ritual. I used to go for a walk. There was Amba Mata's Mandir in the city. I literally go there every evening. And Ganpati, there was a mandir closer to Pratap Theatre. So anyway, I'm just telling you all this. There was no connection. And when I was a little further, I passing from Dada's street every morning 10 to 11 for tuition. So there is some connection or not, doesn't know, I don't know. But મને આ બધું બહુ એ થાય. અને I'm sure Shaileshanandji, you know, at that time when in the city of that, all those the prayers, the group of singer comes and chant the Bhagwans, all the pad. And I was very curious and like to listen to them. Is there any connection in that life? Who knows? But now later, when I met Dada Bhagwan, when I came here in USA, it was very, there was some attraction, there was something there. So, Samjatu, that I cannot explain what is all that. Rokadnath Mandir, I used to go there every day to Mandir. It's by Nawabajar, by Nawabajar. That was my situation in my life. And right across from my home, there was a Brahman house. They used to do puja. They make the statue of all those clay statue of Bhagwan, and everybody do prayer and then do the worship. And I always curious to touch and do some vidhi and all that. I mean, just, I don't know, is there any connection, but I'm just, is that a kriya or that was, what was that? And now in later part of my life, went to all this, I want to see this, that, I want to do that. That's why I think I'm here. But now everything calmed down. There is no interest, nothing, it's become very, 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 very quiet. And most of the time it stays here with Dada's atmosphere. That's what my goal, and that's what going like that. Please explain. I told you my whole thing. So,
see, all of us has been passing through a very long journey of births and births, and till we get the ultimate, we all have passed through different stations, some or other way. So this is all what you were describing it has a tint of a spirituality, that you were enjoying the serenity or a tint of spirituality, not knowing what exactly it is, not knowing what you are looking for. But you had, in a journey, you come across many stations like this, all people in a different ways. Now, when you get to the ultimate, then everything else, because you have the infinite bliss within yourself, the wandering reflective consciousness now comes back to home. It just steadies down, whatever it may be. So this is the experience of the ultimate journey, for what all our journey was all about, for the births together. So that's simply to say that. So now we all have to remain in this lift, Dada's lift, and keep on enjoying that till we get to the full moon state of being.
I recall one little thing quickly, want to add that. Maybe I think I must be about 12 or 14. And there was you have to talk about the subject in my neighborhood, all the neighbor people come and sit there and you have to present your thought. At that time, I was keep on looking straight to the sky. And my topic was, I said, I don't know what to talk about, but I say, Bhagwan, what is Bhagwan? Bhagwan kaun che? Kya che? Where is who is Bhagwan? And I couldn't even able to say further when I saw all those people in front of me. I said, I want to know who is Bhagwan and where is Bhagwan? And I thought the Bhagwan is right there in the sky. That's all I remember.
But the most important part is to remain present and to keep enjoying and doing Purusharth in present. Because we have this journey. Can you imagine what must be the Dada Bhagwan's journey? As the people say Rajchandra, Hemchandracharya ji, but he never looked back and talked about that, oh, I was that and I was that and I was doing that. He always remained like, what I am today. That's much more important, much more brighter than what I was. So he always remained in present. So that's, I think we all remain in present, right? Even yes. Dadaji said that Narsi is here, Meera is here, but nobody talked that I was Narsi at that time. What is important is Kaviraj in the present moment. So remain in present moment, live in present moment, and enjoy present moment. Yeah. I think that's the shop, because the stories are N. Dadaji used to say histories and geographies are N number of histories and geographies are there. How many histories we will keep on reiterating to? Okay. So Soham, have you? Let's turn to the younger people. Rani is always hidden. Soham is hidden. Yes, please.
He's working, so
I was at work, so that's why I didn't ask.
Oh, okay, sir. No problem. Okay, you are allowed.
Can I ask one thing?
Go ahead.
How can I know that I have gained progress in understanding the Dada's Gyan? Like, at what situation I can realize that I have understood what Dada has said actually?
So there are two aspects to the thing. We have started understanding Dada's Gyan or Vitrag Vignan.
Right.
It starts from second day of the moon to the full moon. So it's a journey. It's not even, none of us can say that we have understood Dada's Gyan fully. Even Kaviraj said that even if one hair is understood out of Dada's Gyan, it will be a great thing. But yes, we can say that we have started our journey from our daily experiences, from many things. That the things which we were getting lost initially, now we have a different perspective. Right. We now are interested into Shuddhatma. We are, see, this itself is experience that even though you are at work, you are trying to remain connected to Satsang. So that's an experience. Without something inside, without some bliss inside, what drive would you have to get connected to the Sats or remain connected? So we all have experiences. We all have been experiencing more and more, and in our daily living, at many instances, the light comes to our help. It modifies the Prakriti. It corrects the Prakriti. It shows mistakes, and so we are understanding. We have understood, but we are understanding Vitrag Gyan or Dada's Gyan, and it has phases: understanding, application, and result. Right?
Correct.
So we are
also.
Yeah,
please, I also want to share one experience.
Yeah, please.
So,
please.
In Canada, I'm on a work permit right now, and I'm having some issues with the immigration process. So I was a little bit worried, like around 1 or 2 months ago, and I had a talk with my mom, and she's also in Dada's Gyan. So she told me that, do you have anything to do? Do you have any rights to do anything? Are you able to do anything? Just leave it to the Vyavasthit. And after that, I'm totally free now. I'm just doing what comes daily, and I have left it totally to Dada that whatever is in my Vyavasthit, it will come. So don't bother anything.
So you have to tell Soham that do your best, keep working to best of your understanding with care, caution, abilities. Then pray Dada Bhagwan and leave rest to. So Dadaji said both things. Work, remain sincere and pray. And then leave rest to Vyavasthit.
Correct.
Soham has to do his part. Shailesh has to do his part, but not to get worried. So Vyavasthit keeps us free of worry, and it gives us the correct perspective of the natural working system. But Shailesh has to do his role properly. Right?
All right.
For Vyavasthit to be able to function.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. So this is what you are understanding, and not only understanding, you're experiencing Dada's Gyan means Vitrag Gyan. Ultimately, Dada's Gyan is nothing but our own life Gyan. Dada is within us. Dada is within us. Sure, good. Rani is there. Yes.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Darshan durlabh hote hain, bolte nahi. Something like Krishna Bhagwan, you have to open the curtain to do the darshan.
No, it's my call drops if I keep it on for long, the camera.
No, it's okay.
Jai Sachidanand, Jai Sachidanand, all Mahatmas and Shaileshanandji and Rajni uncle. I don't necessarily have a comment. I think, a question. I think really, I was telling Mom, it's like I get glimpses and then I revert back to being stressed and overwhelmed. Then I come back and I am able, a few times this week, interruptions, disruptions and things, I was able to be in an observer kind of mode where I could see that they have no more control over their actions than I do. Nobody has control of their actions. So them calling is just at the time that they do is exactly when they're supposed to call, not a minute before, not a minute after. And, so it would be little moments of peace that would get me through the next thing. But then I would, Rani would divert back to, I'm feeling overwhelmed. There's, I have a big project coming up and, Shaileshanandji, we talk a lot about this, but as I'm embarking next week to go, it's very political. It's with high level government people, and you have to be so careful of what you say, how you act. We've learned even the hard way, we've done things that we thought, oh, this is normal. And they say, oh, that's very American and it's very pushy, So, can you give me some advice to be centered? I've already left it to Dada. So I already gave him my list yesterday and said, you have to take care of all of this for me. So that I feel good about, but can you give me some advice on how to, you have to talk a little bit, but how do you balance and what kind of intention should I go with so that I'm not offending these high level people, intentionally, unintentionally, that kind of thing? How can I bring that best spirit for this project?
Very good thing. So basic, we have that before going, we see relative real Shuddhatma into everybody. Then second thing, Rani prays, even if Shailesh is in their place, Shailesh prays that, hey Dada Bhagwan, make me such an instrument that everybody's highest welfare is achieved. Highest welfare means they are also instruments for their own people or public or whatever may be. So bless Rani such that Rani can be instrumental in attaining the overall welfare or the highest possible welfare for everybody. so that everybody is benefited to the great possible extent. And once you are with this, your expression will never be with ego tint, but it will be a friendly, loving, sharing sort of sharing knowledge or sharing. And you can always say that, okay, whatever we have learned, if you allow, I'll just share, and then we'll exchange the things. And I'll be also wanting and happy to know your situation and what you want and what you really expect from us. Or you can start from there that, okay, if I can know your ground realities or situations, and what you are trying to achieve, and how can we collaborate with each other to for you to be able to attain the goals.
Yes.
So that whole perspective will be changed, right? And you should be able to. But my prayer, for example, whenever I have to go for satsang or maybe a big event, then I pray Dada Bhagwan कि भाई वो आप अंदर बिराजो અને आप बोलाओ जो शैलेश સાંભળશે, but at the same time Shailesh prays that each minute should be best rewarded, or best everybody should get best out of their time, what they are putting in. So something like that.
Yes. Okay. Right? Thank you. Yes, because really all we have is our intention, right? Everything else is decided. So if our intention is...
Decided is a different story. Decided means Dadaji never said that the eventuality is decided. Dadaji said it is, you say that after the things happen. See, I have noticed, you will also notice. If we go and do the work like that, we pray, we see Shuddhatma, we pray Dada Bhagwan, and then do the same work, the outcome may be different. So decided is not that way that it is going to happen this way only. No. That way it is not niyativad. It is not pre-decided that way.
Okay.
It's a trail of events, and we can, especially having this vision, especially having the understandings, I think it makes a lot of difference. Even if the event is there, the perspectives will change, the other person's experience or how one feels will change.
Right.
I think that difference we can certainly make. So
yes.
we start, before you start your journey, you see relative real Shuddhatma into everybody. You pray Dada Bhagwan and you put your prayers that by let Rani be such an instrument that everybody's best welfare is accomplished.
Thank you.
I want to add that to Shaileshanandji, because we have situations when my president was there, utilities president was there, and we had to talk and all that stuff. So, it's a similar situation. It's not, ours were not political, but actually political, because you're talking in front of two presidents, So, the key thing would be, say, in my experience, we have done this way. This topic, we do this, what do you think? And try to engage them more than you try to tell them, but say, in my experience, or, in the past, we have done this way, but what do you think? So, will it help you? Something like that. So then you come from sort of an expert also, in front of them, that your subject and your experience. That way they'll respect you also.
Yeah. Sharing with humility.
Yeah, right,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes when you are with these people, humility automatically comes.
No, Rajini Dada, it is true. But on the second hand, when I have the belief that I know something, I'm expert of something, then that ego also creeps up. So that should see the other person. Once Dadaji said that it's not words or deeds which affect other person, it's the intent or bhav behind that which is affecting the other person.
Yeah.
So some subtle points like that.
Yeah, but they are, when these people have also experience and maybe they have a lot of stuff, so you be careful because sometimes they come totally off the cuff. I was in a meeting. We have to ship $100 million equipment in a ship, right? So the president of the company said, "Hey, Mr. Patel, what would you do? Have you thought about if the ship collapses? What would you do to my to my equipment?" Hey, I said, "Hey, Dada, what do I have to say? Because sometimes they come with a totally different viewpoint and throw you off. But then Dada comes to your rescue." Okay, good luck to you, Rani.
Thank you, Uncle Jai Sachidanand.
Michelle?
It's a short question that just came to my mind that, we talk about remaining sincere in our Vyavhar and in our Nishchay. What is that sincerity according to Dada's Gyan? What does that mean? What does that look like? For example, what does it mean to be sincere?
Well, so sincerity in the relative sort of Vyavhar, Dadaji said a very simple definition. If I am sincere to you, I'm not sincere to you, I'm sincere to myself. What I would do for myself, whether I'm doing same for you. Right. So, and in fact, I'm not remaining sincere or insincere to other, I'm remaining sincere or insincere to my own self. So one simple thing is whether I'll do the same thing for me, or what I would do for me, I'm doing for you or not. Usually there is a difference. That if I have to buy my thing, I will spend a lot of time and do a lot of research and it's mine. But if I have to buy for you, when I looked at 2-3 good stores and I bought it.
Totally.
So that's one small point about sincerity. Second thing, what our heart says us is appropriate or should be there or should not be there. Whether I'm going that way, or whether I'm finding lapses into that, or finding, keeping it loose. My heart or my ethics or whatever you say, my inner voice tells me that it should be this way. For example, I'll give you a simple example. If I'm a doctor, my inner voice says that, okay, I should be this much careful. If something complaint is there, I should call the patient and look at him right away. But then my intellect says, today is Sunday, call him tomorrow, ask him, time is over, tell him, no, today it is not possible. So then I know that, there's some lack of sincerity. So this is something like that. And morality also. So sincerity and morality, Dadaji said, are the twin pillars for a relative world or a relative living, rather. And they are the twin pillars of humanity also, he said.
Right. And then sincerity in Nishchay, what does that
mean? Nishchay is, of course, that's while passing through all the things of relative. I am Shuddhatma, relative, real, inside, outside. So trying to remain centered around these Gyan and 5 Agnyas and everything. That's sincerity to our Gyan, or real part, or Gyan part, I would say.
Got it.
So both ways.
Yeah. Thank you. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand. Go ahead.
Yes, please. Yeah. And the result is for us. So my patient tells me, Sahib, maru saru karjo, dhyan rakjo, aam karjo. એટલે હું કહું તમારા માટે નહીં પણ મારા માટે હું પહેલું સારું કરીશ. તમને પછી ખબર પડશે, પહેલા મને ખબર પડશે સારું થયું કે નહીં. I will get satisfaction, dissatisfaction, or fulfillment, or disturbance within me. So હું મારા માટે તમારું ધ્યાન રાખીશ એમ કહું.
Yeah, and this is a funny thing that I observe about that. Before Gyan or before practicing Gyan so well, those little places where you kind of, took advantage or whatever you did, they weren't so visible. But now they're so visible and it affects you like, oh my gosh, a little kapat or whatever it is. But and that's what that udasinta that earlier I was talking about. The more Vaishali sees her faults, the more it's visible. But it's exciting because I'm able to see it.
Vaishali is getting lighter, purer, and it's raising you up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So good. Yes, Rajni Dada.
Yeah, I thought you were finished, but anyway, we're good. Time is up. So
Sure.
what do you do? 3 months, everybody please follow.
Yes. Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vasayanam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Eso Panchanamukaro.
Savapavapanasanu.
Savapavapanasanu.
Mangalanam cha Sauvesim.
Mangalanam cha Savesim.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay, Mahatma, now our next program will be tomorrow morning at 6:30 in Vidhi.